Hey, good evening, Top fans. It's Bill again from TopFanRivalry with another TopFanRivalry Clubhouse. And tonight, we've got Mikey joining us in the Clubhouse. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
This is so great. Mike is all over Instagram. He's got over 20,000 followers, and he's a huge Dodger fan. And as you Top fans know, I'm a huge Dodger fan as well. And I reached out to Mike, and here we are. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's do this.
So typically, Mikey, I would start out and I'd say, "Hey, tell me your favorite team." I'm gonna guess it's like the Dodgers, maybe the Cardinals. I don't know who. Oh, I guess it's the Dodgers. Perfect. So tell me about an experience or two that got you to being that Dodger fan.
It actually comes from my uncles. They grew up in Montana, and the only radio station they got was a Dodger station, and would listen to Vin Scully. And when they moved from Montana to Napa, that was their team. And when I came along 10 years later as a baby, that's kind of how, my gifts were Dodger stuff. And my dad was a Giants fan, but never pushed me to be, tried to push me one way or the other. And I latched onto the Dodgers and Vin Scully.
Nice. It's funny, Mike, I have a really good friend of mine, and I won't tell you what team he's a fan of. But he's not a fan of Vin Scully. He says that guy talks too much. I'm like, but it's awesome. He's telling you all kinds of fun stuff. What are you talking about? Talks too much.
Yeah, it can be it can be a player on another team, and he has a story about how he went fishing with his dad or something. I mean, he told great stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you're a Dodger fan. I love the family thing that you got going on. And most people, they choose their favorite teams by that, but you got to have a favorite player. Who's your favorite player, either past or present?
Well, past, it's, aging myself, but Bill Russell, shortstop. He was my favorite. And probably right now, I enjoy watching Will Smith. I'm a Will Smith guy. So
the Fresh Prince of LA.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually met Billy Russell, and I'm going to age myself here for a second, but I met him in 1982. I just drug out pictures in 1982. He came to Orange County, California, and where I was in Little League years and years and years ago. And he did like a hitting camp for an afternoon, him and Mark Cressy. And he was just a cool all around dude.
Of course, Cressy, bullpen catcher. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, when you're in Little League and a professional athlete comes, it doesn't matter who it is, your eyes are kind of
yeah, totally.
Okay, so tell me why Will Smith and tell me why Billy Russell.
Well, when I was a kid, I always played shortstop. So, and naturally, since my team was the Dodgers, Bill Russell was my guy. Not the flashiest, not, just, he was a grinder, just a grinder.
Yeah.
Will Smith, I don't know. The kid just seems unflappable. Love him.
As a side note to that, how do you like Austin Barnes as a backup? Do you like the Dodgers having him around?
I don't like. Yes, he's fine. He's fine, I guess.
Uh-oh. I'm a Will Smith guy too, but if we
I'll be happy when Diego Cartaya, or however you say his last name, is ready to come up and I just, after all this time, I thought Austin Barnes would be a little more solid than he is. I mean, the guy's a great defensive catcher, but he just really struggles with the bat
at the plate. Yeah. No, amen. Okay, so let's switch gears. So we know you're a Dodger fan. Tell me which ballparks you visited in your lifetime.
Well, Dodger Stadium, Candlestick Park to watch the Dodgers Giants, Oracle now. It's been 5 different names now since it's come about.
Oracle.
Yeah. Oakland Coliseum, Dodgers, A's. Seattle.
Okay.
And Arizona and San Diego.
Okay. Favorite
Just pretty
ballpark.
much the West Coast.
Okay. Favorite ballpark.
Well, outside of Dodger Stadium, I hate to say it, but Oracle Park's beautiful.
Listen, I'm with you. Oracle Park is gorgeous. My
They did it
park,
right.
my favorite park outside of Dodger Stadium is Fenway, but
Mhm.
Oracle's not bad.
I haven't got. My sister went there. She went there like 2 years ago and said it was amazing. But I'm all, well, did you go behind left field? You know, you can go. Were you able to go inside the scoreboard?
Not inside the scoreboard, but on top of it.
Because inside the scoreboard, they have, you know, all the players that have been there, like autograph in there and stuff like that. So it's probably hard to get in. That I asked her when she did the tour, but they didn't take her in there either. So
yeah, I did the tour too. They take you on in the visitors clubhouse and up on top of the monster and up inside the press box and over the one red seat. Yeah, it's
got to be incredible. You just figure, I mean, Babe Ruth played there, for crying out loud. You know, I mean, you just got to think of the players that have played there. I mean, it's incredible.
It is. Okay,
and
so
that's the strange thing about it. I mean, the Dodgers now already have the third oldest stadium in baseball.
and it's still so well kept.
Yeah,
it's still so well kept, and it's got another 100 years in it. I mean, and the names that have already played at that stadium and are going to continue to play at that stadium are phenomenal.
right.
I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Okay, bucket list as far as stadiums that you want to visit. Give me 2 or 3 that you'd love to visit that you haven't been to yet.
Well, one would be Fenway, and Wrigley. I'd like to see Wrigley Field. And, you know, since it's the Yankees, probably I would have liked to see the older Yankee Stadium, but the new one will do.
Yeah, the new one's coming up. I looked it up. The new one's, it's like 12 or 13 years old already. You don't realize that how quickly that time goes.
I know.
Right? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, everything as you get older seems to go by faster.
ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? When you're talking to a 15-year-old, they got the world in front of them. When you're in your 40s or 50s, people are looking at you going, yeah, it's time for my doctor's annual visit or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. So what are you looking to forward, or what are you most looking forward to next season? I know we've got a lot of stuff going on with the CBA, and the Dodgers still haven't signed everybody that we were hoping that they would sign. But what are you looking to, or what are you looking forward to most?
Well, like you said, basically to be back. Just, you know, well, a few of our friends, we were going to meet at spring training this year. That's all up in the air right now because we don't know about spring training. Not just baseball in general. I'm just looking forward to that. I would like to get, the roster situated, but again, with the collective bargaining agreement stuff, you can't even go about that business. So we're in a holding pattern.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who whose son is being highly scouted, and he just signed with a major university as a junior in high school to play. And I watched him. He was in a tournament at Loyola Marymount in LA, and I went down and I watched him play, and all these scouts were there and these coaches were there. And I forgot how much I hate the business of baseball, but how much I love the game of baseball.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, when those two meet, I hate it. But the game, the thing that you and I used to play in our backyard, and we'd play until the street lights came on and our parents would be yelling at us to come in for dinner. Those are the days that, those are the things that I love. Business of baseball is the thing that's just gets in the way.
I flat out, that's one of my posts. That's exactly what I posted. I said, I love baseball, but I hate the business of baseball, I mean, for us, it's a game. For them, it's their livelihoods. So it's a bad look when you got billionaires fighting with millionaires, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I was disappointed to see Seager go, but I understood why. I think Clayton's going to end up in Texas. Close to home. They just had a kid, right? A couple weeks ago, their family just welcomed another baby into their home. So I don't blame him if he wants to be close to home. I wouldn't. I hope the Dodgers don't pay him top dollar, right?
Well, I agree. My opinion first with Seager is we have Trey Turner, and no offense to Corey, and I appreciate everything he did, but he wasn't a very good defensive shortstop. Yeah. I think he would have been a really good third baseman, but he wants to play short. So we have a nice backup plan there in Trey Turner. And Clayton Kershaw, I would love to see come back, but with his injury history over the last 4 or 5 years, I'd have to say it would have to be incentive laden. So my personal opinion is, I wish he would just sit down with his family and retire.
Yeah, the Giants Dodgers rivalry is historic, but to watch Buster go in and Clayton go in the same year would probably be pretty awesome to see, especially with them being so young, right? Yeah. And so the Dodgers have Chris Taylor, who can play just about any position. We got to develop Gavin Lux. He in the stretch run, Gavin looked great.
Yeah, I'm a big Gavin Lux guy. I like him a lot.
And we've got plenty of guys in the minors. I mean, that outfield between Betts, Bellinger, and AJ Pollock, Chris Taylor, but of course we don't know what's going to happen with Max Muncy now that we find out that his injury is a little bit more serious than what it was, what we thought. Final question before I ask you to wrap up. Tio Albert, would you sign him back for a year or two?
Well, that's another situation with not knowing the rules or anything of what is even going to happen. If there's a DH, definitely. No DH, probably not. Unless he wanted to come at the league minimum, but DH for sure. He can hit. The guy can hit. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, until we really know what don't even know what the rules are.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So final question as we wrap up, and Mike, I'm so grateful that you joined the clubhouse. And so final question because it sounds like you've attended a lot of Dodger Giants or seen that rivalry play out. What makes that so special in your mind?
Well, I get a different perspective of it because I live here and I'm a diehard Dodger fan. This is what I walk around in. So, I bowl, I have a Dodger bowling ball. Everything I have, is Dodger related. And, my friends have known since I was, as a kid. They're like, oh, he likes the Dodgers. I was always the one that liked the Dodgers. So it's different for me. I see it every day. While people in LA, you walk around LA, you see LA Dodger people. You see a giant hat every now and again or something. Yeah, it's fun. Most people are nice about it and don't, you get some jerks that make stupid comments or something, but most of the people like it,
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know. They came from New York together pretty much at the same time. It's a natural rivalry.
Yep. Goes back to the Jackie Robinson, never mind, I'll retire. I'm not going to play for the Giants.
Exactly. That's one of the greatest quotes ever. Mr. Ricky, I'm a Dodger. I'll always be a Dodger,
Yep.
That's incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, Andre Ethier probably could have played another year or two somewhere else, and he pretty much retired because he, you know, I think he just said, "I'm good. I like playing for the Dodgers."
I want to be a Dodger. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Top Fans, as you know, we do a lot of these in the off season. We do a lot of interviews with different fans from all different clubs. Last week we had an Astros fan on. This week we have a Dodger fan on. Mike, I have loved this interview because I just love your passion for it. Please, will you come back to do another one of these, maybe with some other people as well?
Oh, sure, anytime.
This is great.
I
Top
appreciate
Fans,
it.
by all means, please like this video, make a comment. I don't think you're going to offend Mike with any of his comments. He's a great guy. Mike, what's your Instagram handle so that everybody in our land knows?
Oh, at Mikey Bleeds Blue.
At Mikey Bleeds Blue. So Top Fans, make sure you follow him. He's got some great stuff. If you're a Dodger fan, he's got some great stuff on there. So Mike, thanks for your time tonight, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
All right, Bill, thank you very much.
You bet.